Welcome back to the channel. Now, it's been a while. I think we got swept up in the hype and really checked out the Richmond, north of Richmond. Haven't been back because I watched the unfortunate drama with influencers and cults of personality wishing to co-opt. And I think I've heard a couple things from the artist saying, that wasn't his intention. Sometimes you don't want me. Sometimes you just want to share your opinions, your art, and your creations without trying to be used to influence others. Sometimes you just want to make stuff. Doggonit, sometimes it's great just to make some art. Oliver Anthony, Doggonit, love his puppers. I find that a very appealing quality in this artist.
Lord, my head's been hurting, my back's been aching, the water's drying up, there's a war in the making. People eating bugs cause they won't eat bacon. Doggone it. There's needles in the streets, folks hardly surviving. Sidewalks next to highways full of cars self-driving. The poor keep hurting, the rich keep thriving. Doggone it. But there's a little town somewhere, the only thing you hear at night is that old mill humming. The only time traffic backs up.
It's warehouses and grounds full of drying wood. Luck, Wisconsin, the home of Duncan Yo-Yo back in the day. Woodworking, the town, 3 separate wood mills. So, yeah, excuse me. Woodworking. And so this is very familiar. This part seems... I live in one of those little places now. And we openly discuss what would happen if, let's say, major cities imploded. Would places that came up on a co-opt attitude and regionally sourced goods and materials have a chance? I would think. They existed before the infrastructure to tie them to the world existed. I constantly measure success of small towns versus let's just say nonstop degradation in the cities and urban areas of the planet. I don't know. I think I'm a country boy at heart.
Where the only thing you hear at night is that old mill humming. The only time traffic backs up is when that old sweet Norfolk Southern train's humming. With me and a dog on it, just me and a dog on it. Now people's crying about burning coal, but not the poor souls who's digging it. I reckon there's been many good men in the grave trying to keep our...
Well, we fought really hard to I mean, God, I can't imagine what kind of laborious life that is. But we did put some effort into normalizing the practices. But no, it's easier to get kids to dig out cobalt for a couple cents a day exploit that whole thing and get the fourth turning to hit. I'm pretty, I don't think your old school energy sources. But that's okay. Once again, we could just, when it implodes, those who can remember how to, let's say, harness a river to keep running that mill, they probably, in fact, there's places that still can harness their rivers. First, a lot of people will have to weather the zombie apocalypse, get out of their imploded cities, and then find a way to talk themselves into a place that can still harness water and oxen and horses. And there's a whole lot of civilization that seems to be able to go on without some of the horrors that await us. Horrors. Yeah, so we've got plenty of horrors awaiting us on every corner now.
Not the poor souls who's a digging it. I reckon there's been many good men in the grave trying to keep our houses lit. From down in the oil fields and the pipelines and the linemen and the coal mines, so we can sit at home and plug in our newfangled bullshit.
Now, these got some lines hitting like the first time around, and instead of going, who thinks that's all great ideas? Let's rally. I think it's just legit discussions of, let's say, unpopular opinions. Skillet unpopular, if you want to check out that reaction that came out before this or after this, but sometime today. And then the ability to talk about them. Not to join a cult of personality because I have an opinion about them or I'd like to expand on the topics. No. I'd like to find common ground with the people that wish me harm. And sometimes I think they don't realize they embrace, let's say, authoritarian values. As long as the people they disagree with get silenced, it's cool. But their incredibly fringe ideas somehow need to be amplified to every corner of the planet, even though the planet really isn't having it. It's weird, strangest time in all of my life, that's for sure.
And the pipelines and the linemen and the coal mines, so we can sit at home and plug in our newfangled bullshit. And Republicans and Democrats, Lord, I swear they're all just full of crap. I ain't never seen a good...
Oliver Anthony. That's his working name anyways, right? I know you ain't going to see this. That's okay. They're just wings on the same bird. The majority of those labels are still meant to control the masses. It's just whose ideological shitstorm's going to win this time, but it's all part of the same control mechanism. That's why. I just thought it's funny that you can't even talk about, it's like the Simpsons in their alien, that Halloween special where the aliens were really, this is a candidate A, candidate B. We'll dance around and spin in circles. We'll get tweakers out there. We'll get cults of personality to go crazy. But we won't say a single thing of value because our ideas are so extreme or so unpopular that, no one can handle them. Yeah, it's not like one side is right, the other side is wrong, depending on which your vision is. It's all more complicated than any cult of personality can address. That's why they have to roll with the mob. You got to roll with the mob because making up your own mind is too damn hard, isn't it? Oh, someone might not like what I think. Doggone it, they might cancel me. They're part of the effing control system, and they need to be ostracized in to begin with. Hey, nothing bad. Go live your life. But we've heard your control system opinions. Now let's talk about something else. Because locking up my enemies isn't really... It's just not one size fits all. Let's just cage and silence the opposition. Still feeling like the Empire is winning. That the Siths are in control.
Get it home and plug in a newfangled bullshit. And Republicans and Democrats, Lord, I swear they're all just full of crap. I ain't never seen a good city slicking bureaucrat. But there's a little town somewhere, the only thing you hear at night is that old mill humming. The only time traffic backs up is when that old sweet Norfolk Southern train's humming. With me and a dog on it, just me and a dog on it. Lord, my head's been hurting, my back's been aching, the water's drying up, there's a war in the making. People eating bugs 'cause they won't eat bacon. Dog on it.
Doggy! Doggone it! Man, we got to do something to save our abilities to interact with our pets and our dogs. They're important. They're so loyal. Oh, look at him. He's like, I love you. That was very good. I liked it a lot. I was thinking about that bugs and bacon line, and I didn't go over too well the other day when I was out there talking to someone and they were having a salad, and I'm not a big fan of making salads because we don't have a salad station. And I'm like, hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I consider that the food my food eats. It turns out my cow is a perfect engine for turning green garbagey shit into succulent steaks. And there's nowhere... In fact, I hear some of the most popular high-level beef is treated like royalty. Its life. Now that's almost like that Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy restaurant at the end of the universe. You know, the roast beast that enjoys being cooked and served to people, bred that way. And it's cruel. It's sad. It's it's a complicated storyline there. Hilarious on the first read, but turn salad into steaks. It's easy. You just feed the cow the salad. I'm totally cool with that idea. Once again, I reflect that if the cities implode and that pipeline that keeps bringing let's say, up the street, that Del Monte or Libby, bringing the green beans to the city pipeline, well, it appears we're going to have a lot of green beans in this area. We'll just have to keep growing them and picking them. We just won't have the mechanized system to bring it to the city where they can't grow an effing thing because they concreted over all their world. It's weird. Weird. Doggone it. You'd think we'd have better plans by now, but nah, we just keep building skyscrapers and shoving people into them. But that's okay. From what I hear, there's a complete population crash coming anyways. It's just that information is not spreading rapidly. But from what I can tell, I mean, we got a lot of trouble. War's brewing, it appears. Or at least from Oliver Anthony's opinion in the tune Doggonit. There could be a little brewing. There could be issues on the horizon. But the mill keeps churning. The river keeps flowing. The seasons keep changing, growing. I mean, I could go buy corn a block away. I could just go drop a couple bucks in a bucket. And it turns out nobody steals the corn. Now, can you set a self-pay center in the middle of any? Hell, I don't care who's running it. Can you set that up in a city? Do they pay for their corn and leave everything cool? Because no one steals the corn and they take what they paid for and they go. I'm just saying. It's a different way of life. I mean, no one's, obviously I say this and I have to put deadbolts on, but I mean, I don't think I have to even lock my door. And that's maybe the difference. Is there some goofballs in town that would rob me blind? Fuck yeah. But technically, they're too busy victimizing people who want to be victims. And it's, you can see them coming way off. So it's not perfect. But there is something to be said for that country way of life, in my personal opinion. We're ending with the puppers just because I like doggies. Later.